Hello, this is Tarah with Spiritgirloracle, and this is our daily energy check-in for Wednesday, January 27th, 2021. I hope this reading finds you well. I am using the Crow Tarot today. I'm doing these daily check-ins, daily energy check-ins every day until the full moon, which is tomorrow. Tomorrow is the full moon in Leo. As I shuffle the cards, I just welcome in any messages for us. Think about the day's energy. What is it that we are working with? What is it that we need to know at this time for our day ahead? Okay. So for our first card, we have the Four of Cups. So this card shows a figure, a crow in the Crow Tarot, sitting under a tree, and there are 3 cups next to him, and there is 1 cup being handed to him from the heavens. Now, the thing about this card is that there is a boredom or a disinterested energy around the crow. It's almost as if he's not really appreciating what he has. And because he's not really appreciating what he has, he doesn't see what else is being gifted to him at this time. So let's get back to that card. Let's look at the other 2 cards and see where we are headed with this reading. So we have the Hierophant. So this is a major arcana. The Hierophant is number 5. The Hierophant is usually represented by a pope. Here we have a crow standing with his wing held high. And there are 2 crows looking to him for guidance. So this is about either seeking out a guru, seeking out a spiritual or religious structure, kind of seeking a dogma in order to find revelation. Or it could be that we are the guru or teacher in the picture. So there's 2 sides of this card, as there are 2 sides to every card. But usually the Hierophant is about working within the structure, surviving and thriving within a system. And this is about knowledge that we find outside of ourselves. So it's interesting because the tarot and oracle cards, they usually guide us to connect with that intuition within, and that is life. That is very important. But it's interesting that sometimes that intuition may guide us to seek knowledge from another, seek knowledge or wisdom from a system, from a teacher, from a book. So this is about gaining advice and knowledge from outside of ourselves. So let's look at the last card, and we have a Wands card. We have the 7 of Wands. So the 7 of Wands is about standing our ground. The 7 of Wands tells us we have been in some kind of conflict or struggle or battle for some time. And even though it is coming to an end, even though there is resolution in sight, it still isn't over. We still have to stand up for ourselves and continue to honor our truth, continue to stand with integrity, confidence, persistency, and fighting for what we know to be true, fighting for our truth, and standing up against others. So if we look at this reading all together, we start with the 4 of Cups. This is an emotional card that can sometimes indicate a little bit of depression, being detached from the things maybe we used to really care about and love. Maybe there's a sense of detachment there. So there's a little bit of depression with the 4 of Cups. Cups is water and emotion. So this is when our emotions may seem to get the best of us in a way. So we're not able to really appreciate what we have. This is how we then spiral into deeper depression, is when our depression prevents us to see what is new, what is exciting, what is being handed to us. We're missing out on things because we're not able to really engage emotionally in our life or a part of our life. Then we have the Hierophant, which is about working within a structure. So there's a sort of welcome confinement with the Hierophant. It's like when a child needs boundaries and they will push against their parents until they find where the boundary is, because boundaries actually make children feel safe. So with the Hierophant showing up today, it's almost like a card of safety, a safety net. You don't have to figure it all out on your own. You can reach out for advice or guidance. And then we come to the Seven of Wands card, which shows us that there has been a struggle, there has been conflict, but we are in a position of honesty, truth, integrity, and authenticity in that conflict. We have been standing up for the right things all along, but even though we're standing up for the right things, we're moving ahead with things for ourselves that we know are the right choices. Even though it's the right thing, it still hasn't been easy. It hasn't maybe had that feeling of everything falling into place, and that has been frustrating. So then we circle back, and here we are with the Four of Cups. We have a lot here, a lot going on, but we're feeling a detachment and then not able to create more because we're caught up in this struggle, and this struggle has then led us to almost throwing up our hands. So we have two different messages on either end of the reading today. We have this message of throwing up our hands, stepping back, giving up, and then we have this card in the end that reminds us we can't give up and recognizes how difficult it has been, or parts of it have been. Remember, these readings can speak to us in generalities, but then they can bring up specifics for us as well. So maybe today we can reflect on where we are emotionally and recognize that we didn't just wake up this way one day, wherever we are emotionally. If we're feeling depressed, or we're feeling overwhelmed, or we're feeling like we just can't take another step forward, we can recognize that there's reasons for that. It has not been easy in some way or other. And so our answer really shows up in this Hierophant card. We can't go at it alone. We need to connect. We can do so through a religious structure, through a spiritual belief system, or we can do so through finding guidance in a guru or teacher, or even a good friend we respect, or maybe even someone who works in our field, or whatever it is. Wherever it is we are struggling with this depression, whatever area that is, we can find a structure to work within. We can find guidance to help get us back on track. Our reading has reminded us that our feelings are valid. Things have not been a piece of cake. We have been trying to show up as our best selves. We have been doing that, but there's something that's been going on a little bit too long that's really worn us down. So now we can re-energize by connecting in to something bigger than ourselves. I hope you found this reading helpful. I will be back here tomorrow doing these daily energy check-ins. Next week, I may change it to bi-weekly, a weekly energy check-in, and then a midweek check-in. So we will see how that goes. I am wishing you a wonderful day ahead, and I will see you back here tomorrow. Until then, bye for now.